What's up, guys, and good morning. So, look, I'm gonna keep it real in my YouTube and my school community. You get me like unfiltered, how I actually am. On IG and TikTok, you have to be kind of PG 13. It's fucking annoying. You get random like compliance like notifications like for no reason. They verified on IG. This is the thing that I dislike. I'm not gonna say hate, but dislike about Meta. It's a traffic source, all right? And you want to make money off of that traffic source. That's what it is. So they have strict rules, but I don't think I think it's because they merged somehow with TikTok a little bit, and I posted the same exact video from my TikTok on IG. I think that's why. It was like an anti-botting verification, suspended my account. So maybe they have a way of seeing if you're posting the same video twice, but whatever. So on IG and TikTok, you do kind of have to be like this girl that I follow. She wasn't even wearing like a revealing outfit at all, just like a little bit of cleavage on a live, and she got a compliance warning for like being too sexual or something with her outfit. And so it's all just stupid, and it's annoying. You're like, but it is a valuable source of traffic. So until we build our own social media app where I get to control all the traffic, I'm going to call it either Dreamscape or Dream Life. But I have plans of one day making the next Meta or Facebook. It's a virtual reality. It's all AI and VR, and you AI create, like a world, your own world. That's why I call it Dreamscape. AI tools that can literally create a fucking world for you. Now, how cool would that be? And you have your own AI assistant, like in Iron Man, Jarvis, where he's just talking to Jarvis all day long. We're getting there eventually. We'll figure out how to give AI a human soul, and that will be very interesting. A human AI hybrid, and then we will want to become AI itself. We want the intelligence of AI. Anyways, so yeah, IG, I'm being more kosher, okay? I'm not gonna go full fucking rage because I know people will report me if I tear into them. YouTube, I think you are allowed to say what you want to say more, but there still are some compliance. Not that many people get shadow banned on YouTube. They only shadow ban you on YouTube, I think, if they genuinely look at you as a threat to society, or you're just downright annoying and they just don't like you, like Andrew Tate. But anyways, not trying to get shadow banned on any platform, but yeah, you just have to be very PG, fucking vanilla ice cream on IG and TikTok. So TikTok, I plan on showing more lifestyle content, digital nomad travel content. It's more viral, it's more hype. It would be like being at a fun club or bar. To me, it's kind of the throat chakra. And then to me, IG is kind of more of like the sacrum or the heart. IG to me is a feminine vibration. More women are on IG. TikTok is a more masculine, but it's more viral. It's just more fun and crazy. Like people scroll on TikTok to get that, you know, excitement. They may be on IG to feel a connection. That's just what I honestly believe. Facebook's dead for old people. I wouldn't even download Facebook. Facebook is for selling shit on selling your old shit on marketplace. That's what Facebook's for. Um, YouTube is where I go to watch long form videos. So I will always make vlogs, even though my face is gigantically on the screen. I could, of course, zoom out. On my IG, eventually I will produce better YouTube videos that are actually like fucking like my full body. But I don't know. I like to make these videos. So I do this for myself. Okay. Anybody that wants to watch this, fucking go for it. But when I make these vlogs, I am projecting like the entire world, and I'm projecting the vibration, like the relationship that I'm feeling with people that I'm talking to on IG, and then people that I'm talking to on school. Like, I feel their energy subconsciously, like telepathically. I really do, psychically. I woke up this morning and I could just feel, it's like every morning I wake up kind of like as a loser. I feel the loser energy. Tired, want to go back to sleep so badly. It was like a 9 out of 10 this morning. Want to go back to sleep. Like thinking about going back to my old business. Like thinking about like the failure, nobody is liking and commenting on my posts. You know, the account is so small. Like nobody else wants to play with me. Nobody wants to fight with me. I'm the only one fighting this battle. You know, the lonely road. Like welcome to entrepreneurship. First of all, you're going to be the only one building your dream. Like people just aren't going to care about your business and your dream as much as you do. So, first of all, welcome. That's actually normal, right? Entrepreneurship is a lonely, sometimes brutal path. Okay, content creator, coach, community, entrepreneurship, they all have the same thing in common. You're fighting this battle. You're the only one that really cares because everybody cares about themselves ultimately and they have their own shit to deal with. People on social media is not as what you really think it is. It's oftentimes casual moments of opening the app and scrolling. So, it's not exactly like who you are and the essence of you in the like you think it might be this like big hall where like everybody sees each other like a cafeteria or something, town hall, this lecture hall, this classroom, like not necessarily. Oftentimes it's like little moments in between work or like I'm bored and I just scroll very quickly. So, you know what I mean? Like I'm the more that I spend on IG, the more that I understand. I am a very intelligent person and I'm able to figure things out relatively quick. I feel like I figured school out in 2 months. I figured the entire platform of school out in about 2 months. Not just school, but like the nature of communities, period. Free communities, period. Honest to God, it's almost entirely influencer marketing and they just migrate their group there. It doesn't have to be on school. It could be on Facebook. It could be on a Discord server. The reason why they choose school is because, well, Alex Hormozy has injected a lot of, energy and publicity into it, but it's got a paywall. It functions as a warming tool for your audience, okay? So either it's just a random place to go hang out, like a meetup or a Facebook group, which some of them kind of are, the smaller groups are, but truthfully, the successful school communities and people on school, it's influencer marketing. It's a way for them to connect to their list in a more open way. That's honestly what it is. Okay, don't be deceived that it's anything other than that. You're hoping that it's like your tribe of people and they want to run with you and everyone's running together. Like that's what I've always been hoping for. Like this mastermind feeling of like everyone's motivated and we're all like keeping each other motivated and respond. The bitter truth is I am really in a higher stratosphere of motivation than the vast majority of people. Sometimes you should be a little bit cocky and arrogant when you know that you are. I'm the only one fighting. I have two friends that do get clients, but even them, like, I don't think they're like furiously driven to like take the industry and really become prolific. I think, they enjoy having a kind of not minimalistic life, but like they prefer to have a slower lifestyle and a lot more recreation is what I feel. I'm not feeling the burning intensity of a top CEO, okay, when I see them. And I've drifted in and out of that mindset and that vibration myself. I've been a total drifter. I've been at rock bottom. I've been totally down and out, totally just sad. So it's like I've experienced every single level of emotional potential from the lowest, and I was able to build myself up step by step from the bottom, literally from the bottom, rock bottom. like no confidence, no hope, just sad and depressed and miserable all the time. Luna Bear. Okay, kidding? So it's like, I get it. And like, it sucks, but what are you going to do about it? Like, I say this a lot, 80 to 90% of the game of success in anything in life is your mindset and your emotions. So that's why emotional regulation is a trending topic, which basically means I want to feel positive emotions and believe in myself and feel good and have like optimism in life, right? That's emotional mastery. I think that there is no greater practice than meditation. Average people look up to other human beings for motivation and inspiration. They look up to a guru. Hey, can you stop being so annoying? Jesus Christ. They look up to gurus. My cat loves to play with like plastic bags and just, I don't know, wants to like jump on them constantly. It's like, dude. It's driving me nuts. They look up to human beings. Ordinary people look up to human beings and they idolize and they worship gurus, right? That's why they follow people. Not always. Sometimes you follow a friend or someone that is attractive or you like them or their message, but we follow the people that we find ourselves in and are probably in a higher status than we are, right? But ordinary people worship human beings. Extraordinary people worship God and like a higher truth, Exceptional people have a transcendent view of the world. These are the visionaries like Steve Jobs, It's more than just selling a fancy computer that looks, sophisticated and has its own thing and has that kind of Cali, attraction and sophistication to it, right? But it's more than that. Microsoft was like, we want to be on every single fucking desk in the world, right? They had a plan of global domination. So they created a product that matched that, right? And it's good, but not perfect. Apple has less, viruses and issues and stuff, safer, cleaner, more sophisticated, more expensive. They're both trillion-dollar companies. Okay. So you can win either ways, but one is like being so obsessed with quality, quality is everything. And, really, really viral ad campaigns, understanding emotion and human beings to the core of like what creates this seamless, wonderful experience for them, right? That no other brand is doing. And then, so major, product, I don't know if it's segmentation or differentiation, but right, like an Apple product is very unique. And even in Asia, it's a status symbol of having an iPhone, right? They want to have that Apple logo on the back of their phone when they're taking selfies. Anyways, like 90% is the fundamentals and the basics. And it's hard for even top level people. I am by no means super elite, but I program that in my mind and I say that I am. I have demonstrated some, pretty great numbers. It's enough to still be humble, right? I haven't crushed it and made millions and had huge exits. So, I don't have that flex with a Lambo, but I believe that I will. And it's not the things that I want, it's the transcendence that I want. I want to become the ultimate and I want to just achieve victory and success. And that means, getting more attention, building up the base, getting more support, and then selling. Coaching is very interesting because you're selling your personality and your brand, from the bottom all the way up. So, it's both at the same. I mean, it's a challenge. It's very difficult, but it's a challenge. Some people are naturally just like more popular. Like I was always like the friend of popular people, but myself, I was never like the leader, the ringleader, I was always tagging along, but I wanted to be the ringleader, in a way, but I also don't really like to be the leader in a way. You know what I mean? Like I am like an anti-leader. So I don't know. Like for it's also a journey about understanding yourself and understanding who you are. Like I like control and I like to have my own things and do things the way that I want to, but I don't necessarily care to be a leader. I just don't like anyone interfering with my control. So I'm a controller, I'm not really a leader, right? So you understand all these little quirks about yourself as you get to know yourself more. And social media is a lot about figuring out who you are while you're figuring out other people, right? It's a conversation about humanity and sociology, different personalities, different goals, like trying to move this ball forward, but then also trying to understand how do people want to be talked to, what are the things that they struggle with, but what's a problem that they would actually pay for versus, like on a video, right? It's all different things. If you want to get a lot of likes, that may not be the same vibration as make a lot of sales from one video. Make a lot of sales from one video may not get as many views, but the people that do view it would really, be into it. You know what I mean? So these are called top of funnel or bottom of funnel things. A bottom of funnel means you're speaking directly to that $5,000 prospect. Top of funnel means this may go viral and a lot of people may agree with it. So you may make content that's not even about coaching, even if that's your primary thing, on IG. But you may, so theoretically, the top of the funnel content is supposed to be what attracts leads, like new leads, but it's more universal and more people would engage. Like a girl getting ready and looking super cute and wearing a great outfit, like that would be top of funnel because a lot of people would see that she's cute and attractive, right? Bottom of funnel, maybe she's going on this one date with this one guy. She's really trying to impress him. So she wears the outfit that she thinks he would like the most. It can be the same, universally attractive, but it doesn't have to be. Or if she decides to go to like a metal concert or a rave, that's going to be a totally different aesthetic than just like, mass appeal. So it's more niche. It's more niche down. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about belief. It's red moon in the Mayan astrology. It's a healing and purification code. Like, yeah, I mean, human beings overwhelmingly struggle with self-belief. Why? I don't really know why. I think because the world is so competitive that to have something that would be, amazing would require a high level of output and excellence and skill. Sometimes we think that we're just unlucky or that they were born with things that we were not born with. They were born with advantages of beauty or family money or networks, or they just have that winning personality that you don't exactly have or understand, Like, but I think that anyone can cultivate an image and, dude, like people who are winning on IG, like they were usually popular in high school. Like they were usually always more popular people, right? Like, and popularity does not necessarily mean everybody thinks they are the coolest. Popularity could also mean like they just have the most friends. So I think that IG teaches you how to make more friends. Like my school community, I don't even really know what they want from me. I think they stay in my group. Like I don't get that many engagements in my school community. I think they stay in the group. And I was surprised. Like I left like 20 people's groups. In the beginning, it was support for support, and they haven't left my group, even though I left theirs. I thought that like all 20 of them would leave. Maybe they didn't realize I left, but maybe there's something in me that is like, why did you choose to stay, even though I left you? I would have thought that they would have left, right? That means maybe some part of my personality resonates with them. I think it's my furious commitment to success and the fact that I will not stop. I will not give up. Even if you run out of money, even if you have to work some other job that you don't want to do, Will that make you quit? Will you give up? Or will you keep going, maybe even speed up? So, you know what I mean? It's like, no, I will never give up. And the reason why is because this is in my heart. You know, for the longest time, like my story, it's always been in my heart, but like I didn't believe I could do it. So I had to spend most of my life generating self confidence. For me, self confidence as a man came from the ability to make money, honestly, like being able to have my own businesses. That gave me the greatest sense of confidence and authority when I started commanding like much higher prices than the average person. So compared to the average person, like most people have not pulled in like $200 an hour on my better hours. I'm honest. Not every hour, but on average like 50 to 70 all the time, very often 100, 150, sometimes, more than that, 200 plus. But I knew how to do it, right? So the fact that I knew how to do it just gave me confidence in my system. Like I knew the system worked. It just then was the question of, do I really want to scale that system though? And the answer is no, I don't really want to scale that system. Yes, if I had been more resourceful and committed and responsible, then I could have scaled the system and built an actual, app and company. But that would have been a 10-year project to have like a big exit, and I knew that I didn't want to put 10 years into that. I just didn't. It wasn't exciting enough. So when you hire a business coach, like, did they have a big exit or not? I look at what are your records? What's your best hour? What's your best day? What was your typical earnings like? Like you can tell if someone has an aura of like, are they able to command money? Like, yeah, I am. And selling became so easy that there was no longer even a pitch or a close. It's just like, this is the number, you know? And then they're like, that's kind of high. And then I'm like, yeah, well, you're going to get average for average price. I'm not average. So you want to fucking do this or not? And they'd be like, all right, fine. You know what I mean? I realized very quickly that the market in Austin, like they just want confidence, competence, and authority and energy, They just need that masculine energy. Like, dude, I'm gonna fucking get this done to a high level of excellence. Let's just fucking do it. Stop wasting time like you're trying to save $10, $20. You're gonna get a mid-average guy who's gonna be tired, he's gonna do a sloppy job. Just fucking get it. Let's just get it going. It's the same mindset to coaching. Dude, do you want an average mid coach who's just like kind of lazy and just makes you feel good? Or do you want to actually make money and fucking turn your life around? Like, let's get this going. Like, you have been stuck. I have the fucking power and the energy to make this happen, okay? My roots run to the middle of the fucking earth, okay? Like, you think I'm fucking around here? I am excellent. I am supreme. I want you to repeat after me. I am excellent and I am supreme, you know? Does that make you afraid to say things like that? I am excellent. I'm supreme. I know I'm going to win. It's only a matter of time. And, failure is not an option. And even if you fail, you never fail because you never stop. As long as you never stop, you never fail. Oh, you have to work another job. So what, Or borrow money and try to make it happen, Either or, Just what do you value your time at? Do you think you could move faster being 100% on your time, then you quit your job and you just go for it? Or do you need to build more confidence, then you keep your job and you do it in your part-time? Either strategy is fine and acceptable. Either strategy works. It requires a lot of self like responsibility to have your own business. So if you had savings or took out a loan and you just went as hard as you could, in like really committed, are you self-disciplined enough to like actually maximize your productivity? That's the test of entrepreneurship. You have to be self-motivated and responsible. Otherwise, you know what I mean? Like you have to be willing to produce at a high level of output for a long enough time, even when you're not getting any money. The vast majority of businesses in America like break even, like barely even that profitable. By break even, like, yeah, they still pay like, the owner operator probably still takes a salary. So he's making money, but the company is not that profitable, right? Paying the salary, but that's it, not scaling. Most businesses are not scaling rapidly. Most human beings are not scaling rapidly. the energy for rapid success and rapid scaling is a pretty fucking intense energy, and or really viral marketing like Poppy. They sold Poppy, that prebiotic soda company. They sold it to Pepsi for like $1 billion. They became billionaires selling soda in like 5 years. They had viral marketing campaigns. Even Crumble Cookie, just decorated, tasty, fun little cookies. They were viral on social media. That accounted for a tremendous amount of their scaling. Product, it became cool and fun and interesting, right? So that's what jacked up the sales. That's what jacked up the demand. So viral content can absolutely amplify demand because it increases perceived value. The perceived value rises. Well, that looks fun and trendy, so we'll go do that on Saturday. Go get a crumble cookie and then make an Instagram or TikTok about it. Right? So social media is the name of the game. You have to know how to use social media, and you have to be confident on camera. These are just essentials. You have to. Most people are just kind of going about their day. They're not necessarily on social media all day long, and if they are, does that mean that they actually have money? Like they may not be qualified, to pay you if they have so much free time. Are you unemployed, or are you married, or do you have family money? Then they could afford it. But are you like a broke, 20-year-old, like on your day off of work, or you should be working right now? Then they're not qualified. So you do have to be specific in your targeting. Like, cool, it'd be cool and fine if like people follow you that can't afford you. That's okay, because followers better than no followers. But the people that you want to engage with, they're not worried about money, bro. Like, you got to stop attracting people who like don't have any money. You got to really limit the time that you spend with people who can't afford to pay you $1,000 to $5,000. If they can't afford to pay you $1,000 to $5,000, they are just a follower. I'm sorry, but like, dude, I could afford $1,000 to $5,000 easily. I've made that in a single day many times in my life. So, I need to attract people on that level. So what are they doing? Now you have to think about your prospect. What are they doing in their day-to-day life? Why are they on IG? Because that's how you discovered each other. You were searching coaching content because some part of you still wants to like keep your dream alive. You may have been thinking about hiring another coach, right? You're trying to intercept people who still have this dream, and they are more impressionable. The least impressionable is going to be someone who like just gave up. They're going to be the worst quality lead. They just gave up and they went back. They found another job. That's a low quality lead because their belief is very low. Their emotional, excitement is zero. They have no emotional excitement. They are repelled and disgusted by coaching. Coaching just doesn't work. It's too hard. Maybe I just wasn't born with it. I'm just unlucky. I just don't understand content, you know. So you're looking for people that have a high emotional buy-in and a high excitement and a high attraction, right? And then you got to stay self-motivated and disciplined to seek these people out every single day, constantly seeking them out. So I wake up at 6. This is my routine. I wake up at 6, right? I get caffeinated. I meditate for an hour. I get clear. I think about what I should talk about today. That's my core theme. I use the Mayan astrology. Self-belief, so I will record. I'm going to challenge myself to maybe only do one reel a day, but I'm going to really try like much harder. I'll try like 3 times harder on one reel than just making these kinds of very basic selfie. And I'm holding the phone with my hand. It's two-dimensional. It's the same image. They need to see like 3-dimensional depth, at least occasionally, of what does your body look like? What does your home look like? They want to see these things. So I will probably make a vlog like in my bathroom or kitchen. Do you know what I mean? And I'm gonna talk about uh belief and discouragement. Okay, I will make it real in my bathroom or kitchen. Totally different, and I have to use a microphone because when you hold the camera out here, like you need a microphone because it's just not gonna be very loud. You can turn up the audio in the editing, but it's not gonna sound. That's why I hold the phone here because I don't have to use a microphone. But if you use a microphone, like out here, even out here, you need a microphone. All right. So, successful people, usually women, make six figures, have a job or a business. They want to go into coaching, either part time or full time. You know, they maybe have tried, they maybe have dabbled, they maybe have slowed down, but they're wanting to go again. Coaching, you catch people in waves of momentum. You know, it just happens this way, like waves of emotions and commitment. I myself, I've been thinking about this for like 4 years. Um, then I started another business, then I got bored again. So it's like I keep coming back to it. Why? Because it's in my heart and in my soul to do this. If it wasn't in my heart and in my soul, I would not keep coming back to this. So the reason why you keep going back to coaching is because it's in your heart and it's in your soul. So those are the people that you attract. It's just a matter of timing. The timing goes up and down, up and down. I don't even want to think about it. I'm not even going to log in for a couple weeks. I just, it just like totally slips their mind. Okay, now I'm thinking about it again. Benjamin is always so fucking relentlessly, consistently motivated and winning. So, what's he doing? Go see what he's doing on school. All he's talking about is prospecting on IG and making better content. Yeah, that's all he's doing. I know that. So he has a consistent product. I know that if I go to Benjamin's group on school, he's probably going to be talking about building coaching business on IG in school. And then he's probably going to talk about mindset and emotions and spirituality. And sometimes he's trolling and abusive. But, I'm destroying the inadequacies of human beings, dude. You are lazy and uncommitted. Come on. I know you need to just believe in yourself more, but fuck, if you're my friend, you will believe in yourself. Trust me. It's just a matter of, do you want to actually do this work? That's what you need to decide in conclusion. If you're in my group or you're following me on IG and you're watching this video, dude, you can do it, but you know that is very difficult, and you've got to have the grit and the tenacity to hang in there for up to 5 to 10 years. You got to stop thinking about like 3, 6, 9 month timelines. I've been trying for like 6 months and like my content's not really been going anywhere. Like, are you really trying? Like all the top people say, there are these AI tools that I'll probably tell you about that like help you find what to talk about and even help you edit the videos. Like, are you even trying? If every video is the same and boring and you're not getting results, then change the strategy. Change the background. Wear something more attractive. Maybe I'll actually wear a button down or a polo every once in a while, or even a blazer just to be fucking, ridiculous. Why am I wearing a suit jacket? I don't know. Why not? Maybe my audience might like that. Maybe they like that I'm casual, but maybe they want to see me dress up every once in a while. I don't know. Like, show them your apartment or your home, show them your city where you live, show them your vehicle and what's your life like, show them what you're eating, show them what your workouts are, show them the content that you watch. That is content for stories, you know? All right. Anything else to say? No. So people want to know, where are you generating new friends and conversations on social media outside of your posts? How do you network on IG and actually just like make friends? The top of funnel on IG is making new friends, right? The bottom of funnel is new friends that are actually qualified leads and prospects, right? Top of funnel, they're just people that you like and are talking to you and you're actually enjoying the conversation. bottom of the funnel as it goes towards the bottom. They're actually interested in what you do professionally, and it's much more specific. They want to go back into coaching or start coaching for the first time, and you're going to help them with the relaunch or the rebrand. That's what I do. I'm a business coach, but I also help you as like a life strategist. Okay. I'm really into spirituality and all that stuff. Energy and belief is important. Mindset is important. So is fitness and nutrition and mental health. But ultimately, dude, it's what the fuck did you do yesterday for 12 hours? Are we moving slowly or are we moving effectively? Do I really need to be making these long ass videos? I enjoy making them, and I think some people do watch them, and this is actually what I want my life to be. So I should never stop making content. I want my content to eventually replace all of the outbound, you know. If you're actually good enough and you figure it out and you crack the code, then yes, eventually you don't have to do lead generation. They all just come to you from your content, and that's because you built a brand and a following. So you have to trade all the hustle and outreach to scale your brand. And then eventually you don't have to do that anymore. Eventually you may become so viral that you have so much demand that you have to hire people to match the demand. There's so much more demand than you could even go through in one day yourself. You have to hire, closers and lead setters and a marketing team. Like basically that's when you become an agency. Agency means I have so much overflow that now I'm bringing in other coaches and other salespeople, other marketing people. I have, that's what you do in business. You generate overflow business and demand, and then you have to scale to match the increase of demand. So, I have taken two businesses to maximum, output in a sense overflow. I was turning down leads in both of those businesses. Yeah, it would have been more impressive if I could have sold them and had an exit, but I didn't. But, whatever. I didn't want to do it for another 5 years. So, anyways, no excuses, do something that you'll never have to exit. Do something that you will love for the rest of your life. If it's in your heart and in your soul, then you'll always keep coming back to this. It's just, do you want to get recommitted? Do you want to get rededicated? If you do, Benjamin is here, but he's got a consistent product. When you go to his school community and you watch his videos, you know that he is fucking laser focused. Every single day, dude, 6 a.m. Every single fucking day. I'm doing it, even on the weekend, man. Even when you're like, but it's Saturday, couldn't I just sleep in? Can you afford to do that to make your dream come true right now? Or is that going to slow down your dream? If that's going to slow down your dream, if you're not already at scale, then no, you can't afford to do that, man. You don't want all your old habits to creep up and come back around and take over, because you remember how shitty it was to just be frustrated and struggling all the time. And, you have a window of opportunity to make this come true because motivation sometimes is cyclical. So when that motivation comes back around, you have a window of opportunity to cash in, maximize on that momentum, and then try to draw out that momentum cycle for longer. Everybody has cycles. So we're trying to, have that upward swing stay for as long as possible, but it may eventually go into a downward swing. Sometimes you just get tired or you need a break or you're feeling like in a rut. It happens to everybody. So business is not being delusional to saying that these cycles don't exist. It's saying, I know they exist, but I'm going to try to influence my upswing as best I can for as long as I can, but knowing that inevitably when it does go into a downswing, I'm prepared for that. And I've built up a lot of results and momentum in my upswing that it's okay to have occasional downswing, because then maybe you go on a vacation, maybe you take some time off, maybe you go to a wellness retreat or something. But, it's not to say that you will never have downswings, okay? To say I'm okay with the fact that there may be downswings. Sometimes I'm feeling low or in a rut. That's when you hire a coach or go to a meditation event or find yourself or go on a trip, go on a journey. It's in those downswings, right? Because that's when we need clarity and that's when we need healing. But we will go back. You will go back to an upswing. Yeah, eventually, you will go back to an upswing. That's when we capitalize. That's when you may hire a coach to really go hard. You're like, I'm back on my upswing. I'm back in the grind. I'm back. Now let's really hit it hard, right? We can really cash in on this upswing, right? All right, guys, hope you have a good day today. So I'm spending all day long on Instagram. This is what I'm actually doing. I like to talk about my process and like what the fuck I'm actually figuring out. Like when you scrub guru accounts, it's not going to be as highly resonating, because it's like you're looking for bottom of funnel connections is what you're doing when you're scrubbing for prospects. You're not looking for top of funnel connections. That's when you're in a Facebook group or you go to a networking event or you're just meeting people. That's all top of funnel. You have no idea. You're just meeting anybody who would be fun or interesting, right? You got to be really clear when you're getting clients. You got to be a sniper. You're not Mr. Popular making friends with everybody, kissing babies and shaking hands, because those are not people that are going to pay you 4 figures for your coaching product. You're going in the trenches. Like you're like a special ops. You're like Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. You're like special ops, tactical, like a ninja. You're looking for, bottom of funnel, immediate clients and prospects. How long does it actually take to go from stranger to, 4-figure client? Dude, sometimes it's happening in less than an hour when it's like a guru. Okay. When you're not a guru, maybe longer, but you don't want like super long sales cycles either, from like when you first met the prospect to when they signed up and onboard as a client. Like you're trying to cut that as quickly as possible, truthfully, right? Because that would be the most profitable and efficient for you. So it does not have to take a month until you finally gather the courage to ask her if she has any interest in your coaching business. You can ask them immediately. Have you ever worked with a coach before? Because we're curious. Like, what did you learn from all of the coaches that you hired? People that hire coaches are curious about, like one guy is telling me that he had a coach, but he's thinking about parting ways. He's this like Asian guy that lives in the Netherlands. And I'm like, I want to know why. Like, how much time did the coach agree to give you? How much did you spend? They don't want to tell you all these details up front. Like, how much did they charge you? How serious are they? What are their results? Why did you hire them? What's the separation? Are you blaming them? Is there a link in the strategy that was wrong? He said it's a business coach. So I'm like, so what are they telling you that's not aligning with you, or like what isn't working? He's not responding because he knows I'm probing, because he knows that I sell the same thing, but he's doing the dance with me. He's telling me these things knowing that I'm going to be like, well, okay, I'm probably better than them, but like what were you expecting from them that they did not deliver on? Because I am genuinely curious. If you've ever hired a business coach or any coach, a life coach, like what were you expecting, and then did they deliver, and then why or why not? And like, so if he's not delivering and you feel a separation, like why? Are they not talking to you? Were you hoping they would be more supportive? Did they stop talking to you as much? Did you slow down? Maybe you thought that they would give you like virality and then they didn't. That happened to a girl. She hired like basically a coach that was like an ads manager, and then she said she spent like 5,000 on ads and none of them worked. I'm like, well, that sucks, but you don't need to be running ads, honey. You need to be doing outreach. They all know they need to be doing outreach. It's just outreach is like pulling your teeth out, It's like fucking miserable for them to think about doing outreach. Like, what are you doing, honey? You're not actually working. You're making videos and like, just doing whatever. Like, you're not hitting it hard. Like, I don't understand. Like, I will help you maximize your output and your lead generation and make you more money and help you scale faster so you can hire more people to help you build your brand. Eventually, you can hire stylists and brand advisors and content, strategists. But like for the time being, like stop worrying about that. We want to be like Hollywood glamour. No, dude, you got to put on your tactical fucking combat outfit, and I need you to be an assassin, actually. I kind of like the way that sounds. I need you to be a sales assassin You're a fucking ninja, special ops soldier. Like, we gotta go into battle. We gotta go find the treasure. Stop trying to be fucking Miss Hollywood glamour. Think you're gonna be famous on IG, you know? It's the people in LA are fucking delusional. They all walk around like they want to be like interviewed, you know. Everybody in LA does that, you know. Notice me, like, like, I could tell there was a psychic energy of just everyone in Hollywood wanted to be discovered. They were like craving that someone would just notice them, like some executive of a studio will roll up in his Ferrari and be like, them, they just have the look that I want, right? Like they want to be found. Lost is mostly what they are, lost and found. They want to be found, but they're mostly lost. Why? You gotta bust your ass, dude. You gotta talk to everybody. I want to have famous Hollywood friends, actors, actresses, and I'll ask them. They'll be like, dude, I was constantly networking all day long. That's all I fucking did. I did more work than everybody else. That's why I got the audition and they didn't, right? You can't rely on how beautiful you were born with looks. You can't rely on how popular you are on social media or not. The only thing that you can influence is the amount of action that you do every day. The most successful people in life just took more actions. They talked to more people. They went to more events. They just did more, did more, did more, posted more, did more. You know, eventually you will figure it out. You have to believe that your hustle will pay off, okay? You have to believe that God will reward the hustle because the hustle is truthfully the only thing that you can actually influence. We try our best to influence our mood and our mindset, and that's through mindfulness, journaling, meditation, self care, you know, holistic content. But all you can do is increase your output, maximize your output. That's the only thing that we actually have control of. We don't have control over much anything else in life. And that's okay. It's okay to like admit that we don't have much control over things. I don't know what would be viral or what wouldn't be viral. The only thing I can do is try harder and do my absolute best. So, guys, activity is the only variable that we can actually influence. Successful people are just doing the most networking, doing the most, you know, you're networking, dude. You're making friends on IG. You don't have to say prospecting, you can say networking, but dude, you are prospecting. I need you to be a sales assassin. I want you to imagine putting on your tactical combat outfit, your stealth gear. You are a ninja, you're an assassin. We are special ops agent, like that movie Red Scarlet or something like that. Like Jennifer Lawrence, she's a spy. She's like an assassin spy, like, right? You're undercover special ops spy. I need you to channel your special agent personality, right? Dude, you're going in for the kill, okay? That doesn't mean treat people like prey and you're predatorily going after your money. I'm saying you gotta have a spirit of a warrior when you're fighting the zombies of life. You know, ever play Nazi zombies in Call of Duty? It's like so much of the world is zombified, bro. They're on social media as a zombie. They don't even know what they're doing. So out of love, okay, let's balance out what I said about being a sales ninja. You're not predatorially looking for whales to get their money. You are searching relentlessly for people that are still alive and the zombies are coming and they are wanting you to rescue them and they will tip you generously for saving their lives. You know, that's a better way to look at it ethically. Dude, you're rescuing them from a shitty fucking life. You're saving them from themselves, from the zombies of this world. You know, Netflix and chill, Netflix and chill. That's what the zombies say. Don't work too hard. They want to pull you in and turn you into a zombie. I always see the image of the underworld. These lost souls, they just want to pull you in. Come join us. Come over and watch the game. No, I gotta work and build my business. Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on, man. You know, Jennifer's gonna be there and she's so hot, you know, like, oh, well, I do want to go see Jennifer. No, bro, you need to fucking. Jennifer doesn't want to be with a loser. She wants to be with a winner who is becoming more influential and rich and is making money. Okay. I'm sorry, Jennifer. I did really want to see you, but I got to build my dream. I'm building my dream. And then she'll say, well, that's disappointing because I wanted to go see Benjamin, but I admire him. And that's actually attractive because maybe I should be building my dream. Maybe Jennifer wants to be a life coach or a confidence coach, or she loves human design, wants to be a manifestation coach. Okay. Dude, we should be working. Okay. The zombies want to pull you into the abyss. Just come chill, come chill. What are you doing tonight? Saturday, come chill. Nah, bro, I'm working, man. Like, clock's ticking. You have an infinite amount of time, but you also need to understand that you have a limited amount of time because if we are not urgent, you're gonna slip. That's why you have to be urgent to hedge against slipping and giving up. No, dude, it's urgency. I want it to happen now. I want it to happen faster. I just don't have time to bullshit. I don't mind being alone. Eventually, you love being alone. You love yourself. You respect yourself. Bro, you're doing it. You're making your dream come true. And so many people are zombies. Fucking God bless you. You are a hero. You are a hero saving them from the zombified, fucking petrified world. You are not just a special ops sales assassin. You are a fucking savior. You're saving them. They're drowning, bro. They need your help. They need you to rescue them. You are literally saving their lives. All right. Much love. I love you guys. Yes, in one sense, I want you to be a ruthless sales ninja killer. You cannot be hanging out with broke ass people who can't afford you. They are also zombies. Come to happy hour. Let's go get wings. Let's go to the club. No. You want me to spend money when I should be investing and hire a coach and like make my dream come true? No. You're toxic, dude. You're part of the problem. They look like they're your friends. They are beautiful zombies. Zombies dressed in Prada and gold. Oh, come to the banquet. Who's going to be there? Are they going to could I actually make money from this? Would I meet someone worth? Sometimes you might meet someone worth seeing. You got to listen to your intuition. Sometimes that might not be the wrong move. Maybe someone would be there that you have to trust your intuition, right? Sometimes your intuition is randomly like, no, you probably should go hang out with Jennifer. Sometimes my advice is wrong. Your intuition is right. Maybe if that was synchronistic to your vision of success, is what I'm saying, not just trivial entertainment. You got to be a sales assassin and ninja, but you also need to be the savior. You are like a paladin, like a holy warrior, saving people from a lost world. Do you understand? We can use the power of magic and archetypes. Okay? So, two archetypes: sales assassin and holy paladin, holy warrior, rescuing their soul, saving their soul from the fucking black abyss of mediocrity and mindless entertainment. And they're slowly rotting on the inside. They have nothing going for them. They have no reason to get up and fight. All they want to do is get off work on Friday, go hang out with Jennifer, and invite the boys over to watch the game. And then Monday comes back around and they fucking hate their lives. They live for the weekend because they hate their lives, because they don't listen to their intuition. They're not following their heart. You are actually saving their soul, rescuing them, and they will compensate you generously. Thank you for fucking saving me from my personal hell. Thank you. Please, can we get started? I want to hire you, right? Please. Fuck, I've been looking for someone. They're not just going to discover you. Like, you've got to go find them and pull them out of the trenches, and you got to actually reach out to them and strike up a conversation with them. They don't know that you are their hero yet, but they are looking for a hero. Subconsciously, they are pulling on it. I need an answer. I need someone to come save me. This is not working, but they have to have the money and they can't be full of shit. And a lot of people just lead you on. Oh, yeah. I totally want to work with you. And then they just ghost you. Yeah, that happens too. More in the West Coast. They do that all the time. Oh, yeah, bro, I'll be there. And then they just no show. Oh, sorry. And every excuse. Oh, sorry, man. Just like a personal crisis, emergency. Sorry, man. No. Next month I got you. You can't also you can't allow people to disrespect you either. That is a form of disrespect. You are a flake. Some cultures is more normal than others. Like Austin, people ghost each other all the time in Austin. I do it too. Sometimes you just don't even feel like responding. I don't know. I don't know why we do this, but I just don't even want to reply to you, man. I don't know. Like it's something about you. Just like we probably shouldn't ghost each other in society, but it happens. But try not to ghost people. But sometimes yeah. No, I totally want to work with you, and then you schedule the call. Yeah, I'll be there, and then they like no show. I don't know. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes they like to like lead you to disappointment, and you got to watch out for people like that. Sometimes they only build you up to like crush you subconsciously because they feel let down all the time. So that happens sometimes. How do you deal with rejection? They stood you up. It happens every once in a while. Whatever, man. I'm busy. We're doing this or not? Because I got 19 other people that want to get on a call with me. Okay. We're doing this or not? You win on that with volume. You are so busy that it is irrelevant. Okay, well, you're annoying me, okay, but I'll give you one or two more opportunities. Other than that, whatever, bro. I got shit to do. I got shit to do. We making moves or not? We making moves or snoozing, okay? I know there are a few people out there who are interested in me and they may hire me eventually, but it's like, bro, you've got to get sick of yourself. You've got to get sick of, dude, you're in zombie land. You're in zombie land. You're in a personal hell. Maybe it's not a hell, maybe it's a purgatory, but you're not happy. Okay. I am wanting you to be a sales assassin for your family, for your goals, for your dreams. That means be a warrior, be a powerful warrior, fight the zombie invasion. Okay. But I also need you to be a paladin. I am rescuing you and healing your soul and saving you from this miserable fucking life. And you've got to pay me for it. Okay. You do, because you need to commit to yourself. And the money is a form of self love and self respect. You got to tip the people that save you. You got to stop being such a freeloader, always wanting the fucking free appetizer. You're a cheap ass. You're a cheapskate. You got to pay people when it's rightfully due. Otherwise, they're never going to pay you. The way that you treat people is business karma. If you're a freeloader and a cheap ass and you're always getting the free trial and you just want free coaching, then that's what's going to happen to you. Everybody's going to nickel and dime you and they're just going to want the free fucking, option, and then they're going to ghost you and they're going to lead you on as well. So the way that you do business is the way that people do business with you. I pay people immediately. I'm always on time. I show up for the meetings. I'm not going to bail on you, right? I stick to my word and I go through with the deal. If I told you I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I don't change my mind last minute. I can't stand when people do that. Sometimes they just do that though, but me, no, I stick to my word, right? My word is my bond and I'm here for you. I'm committed. Let's make this happen, dude. The time is now. Let's make this happen. All right, much love, guys. So I'm not going to post as much today. I got work to do. I got to get better at, crafting my lead gen strategy on IG. I'll tell you how. You find smaller to medium-sized accounts. Now, I'll tell you how you network with smaller. You want to network with smaller and medium-sized accounts. That's you're networking, making friends, top of funnel, saving them, bottom of funnel, sales assassin, because you got to teach them how to become a sales assassin themselves. It's not bad to be a sales assassin. It's good, right? Sales assassins are able to kill the zombies and are not going to be perma-stuck in a shitty life. You have to be a killer, okay? Otherwise, you will never make any money and nobody will ever take you seriously. People respect sales assassins. They look up to them and they hire them because they're like, I should be more like that, right? Okay, that's not a negative stigma, okay? And we're also saving their fucking soul from the black hole of a fucking personal hell, okay? You're a hero, bro. Now it's time to get busy. Let's get to work.